A Manhattan Supreme Court Judge, Arthur Engoron, had pushed back after former squatter Donald Trump's attorney had said that Trump had claimed that Trump was part of a protected class and facing discrimination from the New York Attorney General Letitia James. Trump is not in a protected class, so James and her team are seeking to force Trump to comply with the subpoena to answer questions under oath as part of a New York investigation into his business dealings. Now, Engoron had basically heard arguments back and forth on Thursday, and he issued a statement later in the day, ruling that Trump and two of his ugly ass children are not part of a protected class, and they have to comply with subpoenas and testify as part of the Attorney General's probe. Now, Trump's attorney Alina Habba suggested that the entire investigation was discriminatory and due to the former squatter's politics. Habba argued that James, who's a Democrat, aimed to prevent Trump from running for squatter and winning again in 2024. She described him as part of a protected class, which he's not. Engoron, who's a Democrat, rejected Habba's assessment of Trump. The traditional protected classes are race, religion, etc., Engoron asserted. Donald Trump does not fit this model. He's not being discriminated against because he's white. He's not being discriminated against his religion because we know he's not religious. So he's not in a protected class. So if Miss James has a thing against him, okay, but it's not in my understanding. It's not in my understanding of unlawful discrimination. He's just a bad guy. She should go after as the chief law enforcement officer of the state. Trump previously said in a statement this week that James's investigation into him and his business is a political and racist attack, which it's not. He recently told Washington Examiner that James' investigation into his business was due to her political ambitions, which it was not. She campaigned on the whole issue of I will get Trump, and that was all it was. No, she did not. And Gorin went on to rule on Thursday afternoon that Trump and his two ugly-ass children, Ivanka and the ugly-ass Donald Trump Jr., must comply with James' subpoenas and answer investigators' questions under oath. In the final analysis, a state attorney general commences investigating a business entity, and it uncovers copious evidence of possible financial fraud, and they want to question under oath several of the entity's principals, including the namesake. She has the clear right to do so, the state judge wrote in the decision. Now, Trump is expected to appeal the ruling, but if the decision is ultimately upheld, Trump could still claim Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Now, however, he has previously criticized others for utilizing that same right. Now, using the Fifth Amendment could potentially backfire as well. If Trump takes the Fifth, it can be used against him in the civil case being developed by the New York Attorney General. If Trump doesn't take the Fifth, the Manhattan DA can use his words against him. The former federal prosecutor Renato Mariotti said in a Thursday tweet, "He's between a rock and a hard place." Now, Newsweek reached out to Trump's press office for a comment, but they did not receive a response back. Now, if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. And you can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And if you want to support my work even further, you can go to the About section on my YouTube channel, and I have a link for Patreon if you want to donate to support the work even further. So, yeah.